So welcome back to On the Couch with Tony and Nikki, where last week we caused a bit of a stir with how to spot a plonker. Yeah. So indeed, we have had men writing in going, oh my gosh, I can recognise I do some of that rubbish, and, you know, please help me, and women going, oh my God.
Oh no, stop doing this. Women isn't it a shame for men who haven't got their life together? Stop that, for God's sake.
Indeed, and of course many people going, okay, so how do I learn to stop either picking plonkers or being a plonker? So at the end, hang in there. We're going to do our commercial break to tell you about some exciting new stuff coming up from us where you can learn how to, you know, get it all perfect. So this week we are going to cover the opposite to being a plonker, which is women who are
a bit of a nightmare, as men would say.
Bit of a nightmare, yeah. So on speed, we're going to go through the 5 things, just like we did last week with the plonker. How do you spot a woman who's been a total nightmare?
Yes. Okay. And again, got to say this is absolutely invaluable for men and women, singles and people in a relationship, because you need to know. You need to know this stuff. Yes. So the first one might shock you. It's because it's the same as how to spot a plonker, but it's actually a woman has her own life completely sorted. You might remember how to spot a plonker is, you know, he's got his life not sorted at all. This is the problem when women get into we often say it's quite a masculine thing, but it doesn't always show up as really masculine. But it's like they're looking for, women who are looking for a lot of certainty. And we say it's like irrational fear. We say that this is a woman who is completely focused all the time on making sure the mortgage gets paid. You know, has she got a job that's, you know, she's securing? Is the relationship that she's in, is it guaranteed for life? And this is like a bit of a nightmare for men, because she's obsessed with it.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously you may have read articles in the press, they're always out there, of, you know, like the top women in the city, you know, whatever city it is, whether they're in New York or London or Tokyo, the top women earning big bucks always have difficulty with their relationships. You know, you see it with movie stars, all of this sort of thing. It's all the same. So if you're further down the echelons of so-called wealth, then, you know it's all the same. If your woman is a woman, you've got it completely all covered and sorted. Yes. Men look at you and go, she doesn't need me.
Yeah, and of course men unconsciously don't feel drawn to looking after you. Yeah, because you've already got that sorted.
I was talking to a woman the other day, you know, coaching this beautiful lady who, you know, has got her own plane, you know. I mean, you know, how many women have got your own plane? But of course she has great difficulty finding men. So I was able to share with her how to stop showing up, because it's not the real her.
It's not about her having her own plane either. It's the way she shows up.
It's the way she shows up that makes men stand back from her. And, you know, the guys that are attracted to her are the ones she don't want, and the guys that she wants aren't attracted to her at all. So it's like that conundrum, how to turn that around. It's brilliant. So point number 2.
So a nightmare woman is a victim. Okay, so if, you know, tell the truth, girls, if you're, a lot of your conversation or your thoughts are about, you know, why does everything happen to me? Oh, I'm always ill. Or, you know, you find yourself talking to your friends all the time about what he doesn't do, or how difficult it is to find someone, or that, you know, life just doesn't deal you the kind of stuff you want, then it's likely that you might not think this, but that when you're with a man, you're doing the same thing. And you're looking for him to kind of fix it. Now, guys, we've got a warning for you, haven't we? Stop trying to fix it, because
you can't fix it, basically. No. It's an insatiable need. The victim, in fact, Victimhood, if you go to our blog's site, you'll see I did a whole article on Victimhood. It's probably the scourge of modern relationships, because at some level, every human being, including us, we definitely have done it, maybe occasionally still turn the dial up a little bit. You know, we run a victim pattern, and, you know, it shows up in all different ways. You know, I was coaching somebody yesterday who was doing victim pattern, and I said, look, you know, victim pattern is poor me. You know, I said, look, you can, you know, one of my great mentors taught me, you know, that you can have a little pity pot in your corner, and you can go and sit on it if you like, and go, poor me, you know, the world's all happening to me, this is terrible, boom. But, you know, there's only one person that can get you off the pity pot. People can come running around you going, oh, you poor thing. Yes. That doesn't help. And if you're doing that, stop it. You just make them sit there longer. So the only way to get someone off the pity pot is for them to do it themselves. And, you know, we have seen that so common. So if you're a person out there going, poor me, the world's all happening to me, it's all terrible, stop it, because you'll get crap results, and nobody wants to be with that. No one, except fix-it type men who are a nightmare anyway.
Yes.
Yes. There you
go. Who take you on as a project.
Yes.
You know, think you're somehow needing fixing. Yes. Don't like that. Now, number 3, interestingly, again, this is the same as number 3 for how to spot a plonker. So here's one of our philosophies, and that is that what you put out, what signal you put out, is what you'll attract, is what you'll get back, whether you're in a relationship or not. So if you're in a relationship, you know, this is going to be all about this thing. And it is about worrying, doubting, fretting, and being stressed. Now, it's a little bit like the second one, you know, where you're constantly going, and it's a little bit like the first one, where you're constantly going, how are we going to pay the mortgage? Oh my God, everything always happens to me. Will my job stay safe? All that kind of stuff. But a lot of it is also that kind of internal worry for a woman. And really, guys ought to be able to spot that even on a date.
Yeah,
right?
I think if you really want to like nail this one down, think about it. What's your personal level of self-esteem? What's your personal level of self-confidence? Because if that is low, then know that your energy will be low with it, and all the men or women you're going to meet will be in that same crappy energy. You probably heard us say that before. So, you know, if you need to build your self-esteem, we were coaching somebody yesterday, low self-esteem, we're coaching them how to have high self-esteem. You know, we can definitely help you with that. And if you know that's an issue for you, you know, unless you solve it, relationships always going to be a problem. Women with low self-esteem, always a nightmare.
And always stay in relationships that are not nowhere near a 10. You know, that are like okay, but they can't seem to get out of them.
So it's simple. You know, what can you do to get your self-esteem up, get your confidence up? It's not that difficult. I was easily, you know, couldn't you believe it? I used to be a very easily embarrassed person, and I learned how to switch that.
Not with me, you can't be.
No, but it's amazing. It's all doable. It's all doable. So if you think it's not, then you need to be asking for help. Come on. Okay.
Yes, good. Next one. A nightmare acts passive-aggressive. Now, this is, you know, women, you know, we had an event here, didn't we, about a month ago, and there was a woman here who, bless her, desperately, you could tell was doing a passive-aggressive pattern, and she just couldn't, like, suss out what that looked like. And so actually the other women were helping her by, you know, going back to her with how she came over. And of course she does the same thing to men. Now, a lot of passive-aggressive women, I always put this on my blog, by the way, this is in massive detail on the blog, How to Spot a Bit of a Nightmare, and what we said was, you use your femininity, and often these women are, you know, very attractive to look at, aren't they? Archetype attractive, and they use their femininity, actually their sexuality, to kind of get their way. And so it's a kind of manipulative, it's very passive, it's very, I'm only just a silly little woman who can't do anything, which is obviously not true, and I need a man to look after me kind of thing. Well, of course, this looks great to men at first, but, you know, tell them what that's really like.
Now, it's sort of overuse of femininity.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say, because we're running short on time.
Great.
Let's run to the last one, otherwise we're going to run out of time.
Well, the next one is, again, it's very subtle, because we call it a nightmare as a drama queen, right? Now, the thing is, again, girls, you will know if you do this, or you must start to become aware if you do this. That means that everything's a drama. And the biggest thing that happens with women who are a drama queen is they are normally addicted to that drama. So remember we talked to How to Spot a Plonker, he's going to have addictions. This is where women are mostly addicted. They're addicted to the drama in their life. When they get into a relationship, it's always dramatic. And men, you need to spot this. You know, if she's constantly talking about how dreadful things are and how difficult things are, you've got a drama queen on your hands. Now, if you're dating it, this is a no-no, bad sign. Don't get into that relationship with that woman. If you're in a relationship, you need to be really firm with her.
There's a certain technique for dealing with drama queens, so it can definitely help you with that one. So welcome back to our 30-second commercial where we are announcing the launch of not only a new event in London, and before you all go, oh my gosh, I can't go to London, we're doing our home study course for all of those who can't make it around the world. We're calling it Relationship Mastery. It is launching on
August the 31st, and it's just going to be an amazing event in central London, and it's split into 2 groups, which is for the first time ever, a singles club and a session for people in a relationship. It's going to be fantastic.
So keep an eye on this spot. Just remember the date, 31st of August.